Hello Pisces, welcome to your in-between read. So we've been in between this space and time, the 2 weeks between the full lunar eclipse in Pisces in your sign, and now we're moving into the partial solar eclipse in Virgo with the new moon, right? And so that's what this energy is about. So there's been some crazy switch ups and changes and purging and all kinds of things going on. Some of it without your consent. Some of it is like clearing your path, and maybe it isn't how you want to clear your path, but for some of you, you can tell me in the comments if you've been experiencing anything like that. But the Pisces full moon was about that. It was about release. It was about pulling up old patterns, getting rid of old stuff, right? It's like rooting around in the cellar with a flashlight and, oh, that box there, I thought I threw that out. I thought I got rid of it. And then what do? You pull it out and start pulling all the things out of it, right? So it feels like this, it was intended as a release, to release control. It's a rebirth process, of course, that we go through always after having a full moon. And I would say that you can still expect the unexpected. As I throw these cards, tomorrow is the new moon in Virgo. It is a partial solar eclipse, one of the most powerful of our time, and it's going to set the stage probably for the rest of your life, honestly. Find your favorite astrologer, because there's so much cool stuff going on right now astrologically that I'm not getting into, right? We've got a great spiritual reset going on right now, and it's not just personal, it's the world. The world is coming into alignment, and the difference between vibrations is going to be so incredibly and completely apparent. It's going to be a little bit scary, right? So what can you do? Because this is not a time for rituals. This is not a time for manifestations. This is not a time for any of that stuff. It is a time to really just distinguish what you can influence and then let the rest go. Because Virgo is showing up, right? And encouraging us to clean up and reorganize. And so accept what falls away. Because I feel like that's what's doing. We're clearing old patterns, right? And as we move into this new moon energy, we are finding new places, finding new people. Relationships are changing. How we travel, how we show up in the world is very different. All right, let's take a look at here. We've got the anchor, and we've got the storks, and then we have a choice. Right? We have a choice between two here. It does feel like there is something worrisome that is probably already surfaced over the last couple of weeks, or possibly is about to surface for you. It does feel like it's a little bit worrisome. It feels like it could be a little bit heavy, but I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary that you oust the worrisome energy. I'm looking at the 9 of Swords on the bottom right-hand corner. Card number 35 is an 8, right? So it's all about the self. It feels like something about you comes to the surface, and you're like, oh, that's what that was. So I feel like it might be emotional. Maybe some of you are purging emotions. I'm just looking at this really heavy anchor, right? It feels like it's been pulled up from under the water, because you can see all the water that's spraying around here. It feels like it is showing up in an effort to remind you of who you are. We've got the storks here, and the storks, we know the fable of the storks bringing babies, right? Because they usually appear in the spring, but usually the storks, they're showing them standing in a nest here, because storks always come back to the same house. They come home. They come back to the same home, a home that they built before they left, and then they fly to the warmer weather. And when they go back to where they came from, they go back to the same home. We've got the Queen of Cups in the bottom right-hand corner. Card number 17. 17 in the tarot, in the major arcana, is healing. It's wish fulfillment, and it's very hopeful energy. We do have card number 22. We've got twos. Maybe you're seeing twos, possibly. But we've got a decision to be made here. I feel like you're going to make this decision in the most grounded and solid way that you know how, because the Queen of Pentacles is on the bottom right-hand corner. But I'm going to say, if you look real close, I don't think you can make a wrong decision, because one has got sunshine, the other one's got blue sky. I don't think you can make a wrong decision here. Somebody's making the decision to go back home or go back round to something, try again, but it's pretty heavy and it's kind of worrisome. In the future, bottom of the deck for me is the future. In the future, we do have a connection coming together. We do have, swans, they mate for life. And we do have the Jack of Hearts on the bottom right-hand corner. Can't keep cards in my hands today. The Jack of Hearts is the Knight of Cups. So it does feel like some of this could have to do with a romantic thing for some of you. I think for others of you, your relationship is changing, whether it's a platonic friendship or it's a love relationship. The Ten of Swords is here. It feels like somebody here is removing obstacles. We've got the boat that is flying over the mountains, and the mountains are no longer a problem, right? Once you can get in this flying ship and lift yourself above the obstacles. But the Ten of Swords is the Ten of Swords. It's the ending of something, a betrayal or something that's really hard to let go of. I feel like you are letting go, though, and moving on to something new. I got a new deck, by the way, something new. And I'll show you the box here. It's called the Places Oracle. And what I love about using it this week is that it can be metaphorical, but it can also be literal. So let's find out what's coming up for you. Once we lay down these oracles and talk about them, we'll get to the tarot. I am not extending these in between readings. But if you would like a private reading, please look in the pinned comment. All right. Let's find out what's going on here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's find out what's going on. What sort of energies you've been through and what's about to come up for you after this in-between portion here, in between the eclipses. Tell me about Pisces. We've got the lake. Oh, I like this. Tranquil waters. I feel like once you get through this big reset energy that you're about to hit the soft water. It feels like the Six of Swords to me. Look at the lake, right? Looks like a very tranquil place. Reflections. So you'll be reflecting on whatever chaos has ensued. And maybe you didn't have much chaos. Maybe it was just a purging of emotions because we've got the lake and that's water, right? The boat is empty, but look, it's just sitting there. There's no waves. Feels like it's quite a tranquil time for you. And you might just be quietly, oh, look at that, the sea. You might be quietly spending time with yourself at this time, which is the best way to do it. Because anybody that you are in connection with today or tomorrow, the 20th or the 21st, you know, don't allow people to take you out of your character. Whatever you're doing in the next couple days is you're setting the stage for what is coming up for the last chapter of your life for some of you. So be aware and be careful, right? So we've got ocean waves. Seaside. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of depth here. It feels like you're really digging deep. I want to say deep into the emotions. This might be a very emotional time for you. The sea, the lake and the sea. You might live around a body of water, or maybe you've been spending time around water. Look, I'm a Pisces moon, and wherever Pisces shows up for you, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, you probably need water, like a lot of showers, or maybe you're showering a lot lately, or maybe spending a lot of time in the tub. Yes, the Pisces deep in the soul energy for sure, for those of you who are Pisces in your soul. And then we have Mystic Haven. Oh, look at this. Very cool. It says enchantment, esoteric, magic, intrigue, hidden wisdom. I feel like your emotions or whatever is deep down that you are about to bring to the surface, right? We've got water, water, water. Whatever you're about to bring to the surface, because this is being pulled, no matter how heavy it is, and you know, dragging something from the depths would be really heavy. So it feels like something here you're about to release. You might be someone who's been feeling very emotional. It does feel like it's supposed to happen with the Mystic Haven. It says enchantment and esoteric, magic, intrigue, hidden wisdom. I feel like you will be finding hidden wisdoms. Things that were buried deep are coming to the surface. And I was saying that at the beginning, right? The full moon. And then you're in the release process now. And now you're ready to change everything as we move into this solar eclipse in Virgo. Bottom of the deck, we have grasslands. It says open expanse, grazing grounds, sunlit grass. It seems to me like somebody here is either needing to get into nature or is spending time in nature because of all of this here. We have a lot of vegetation in this picture as well. Feels like there is a lot going on here. Let's look at some tarot. Tell me about Pisces in the in-between, please. Tell me about Pisces in the in-between. I feel like your path is being cleared. This emotional energy needs to come to the top. There's something that I feel that is being birthed here, because the storks, right? Babies. Could be a baby, but I don't think it is. I think it's a new cycle or a new pattern, a new way of living. We've got the Hermit energy. So you might have been maybe suffering in silence, or maybe just keeping to yourself. It feels like somebody's going through a software upgrade. It feels like it says, this here, it says enchantment, esoteric, magic, intrigue, and hidden wisdom. It feels like you're going through some sort of an ascension phase. And that can come up in a lot of different ways. It can come up emotionally. It can come up as flu symptoms, or you feel like you have a cold, but it's not really coming, but it's not really leaving. I mean, you can check ascension symptoms, right? Then we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. We have the World card. We have the Five of Wands. And we have the Empress. I'm just going to put this right here because I don't like to put cards back in the deck if I don't have to. So I'm just going to leave those together here. We have the Empress with the Three of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. I feel like this in-between time for you has been a time to help you let things go. I think that you had a chokehold on something, or you were holding back from doing something. And I feel like you were trying to feel it out. Her eyes are closed. You were trying to hear it, listen for it, feel it out. I think that this is a time of you being in Hermit energy, possibly. And maybe you're not locking yourself away at home, understand? But maybe this is a time where you are meditating a little more. Or maybe you're trying to do a little more yoga. Maybe you're trying to stretch your body a little bit more. But the Hermit energy is a place that we go for self-preservation, right? So it's about us. We look over ourselves. We start taking stock. We find our own light. We find, this person is sort of vibrating high, right? They find their own light, but it's a process, right? We have stairs that are going all the way up the mountain. So it's a long process. It feels like this is the purging. I want to say that this is what we were talking about in terms of your Pisces full moon. It feels like this is the purge. You've decided that there are things that you just need to let go of, that you need to close the door. It's been a long time that you've been holding on to these things. These are fixed signs, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. But that circle indicates that this is something that's coming full circle, or something that is achieved or mastered. Possibly an old chapter is about to close. I feel like the old chapter that's closing is you no longer feel like you're in competition with people anymore. I think that you understand that you're in a group of people now, Pisces, possibly. This Three of Pentacles is telling me a community or a group of people, or possibly a workplace. It feels like now you're in a place of cooperation or collaboration, and there's people to look up to. And I feel like you're working side by side with people. It could be in the workplace, could be in your life, right? It doesn't have to be the workplace, but it does feel like you're building some sort of a foundation with a community. It could be a community of people who feel the same way you do, who are deep like you. Somebody who thinks of things from the bottom up instead of seeing them from the top down. We do have with this Page of Cups here, I think that something that is going to maybe surprise some of you is that your gifts might be changing. So those of you who maybe weren't so much into listening to your intuition's going to really sharpen. You're going to stop asking people for advice. You're just going to listen to yourself. For those of you who already were on your intuition, because we're not all in the same place, that's why a general reading can't be for everybody. But for those of you who were already in that place where you are already connected to your intuition, I feel like this is you realizing that you don't have to hold back, and that the best place to be in contact with the self is through the water, is through being in nature. It feels like it's almost a surprising upgrade for you. For those of you who read tarot, you might find that it's clear. Like, I can't tell you, like this week, this in between for me has been clarity. It's like when I throw the cards down, I know exactly what they're saying. I'm hearing things. I'm better connected to Charlie. Charlie is my guide. And I feel like somebody here is leveling up. I was going to say up level, is leveling up here as the Empress. It feels like you are now going into your life moving forward. Here's the Empress, whether you are the feminine or the masculine Empress. It feels like somebody here is literally going through a software upgrade, is what it feels like here. Let's talk about these Let's talk about these Lenormands here, because it does feel like there is, you know, it feels like although it's heavy, it is emotional. Queen of Cups is here. It does feel like you're going to be releasing something that's been emotionally heavy, and you're going to be doing it by making a decision of some type. Tell me what this is about here. We've got the Six of Wands. We've got the Two of Cups. And we have the Justice card. I feel like some of you are about to make a decision about someone or something that you're bonded to. The Two of Cups is here. And it's not always about love, right? It's about emotions, and it's about the connection between two people, between you and something else. You're bonded to someone, a place, a certain situation, maybe something you've dreamt about, but it could be also romantic or platonic. I feel like whatever it is the Two of Cups means to you, you're about to get victory in that. You're about to find a victorious pathway. And it feels like justice being here tells me something here is leveling itself out or is being restored. It feels like truth is coming out, and it feels like this sword that justice is holding. We've got the 9 swords in the bottom right hand corner. It does feel like something is coming to an end, or you're finally releasing, because the 10 of swords isn't always about the terrible, awful ending. It can also be about the releasing of the pain. You don't have to live in the pain anymore. Tell me about the World card and the Hermit, about tranquil waters. I feel like you are in this place once you climb all of these stairs here with this Hermit energy in Virgo season. Oh boy, that just flipped right out there. So look at that. We've got the wheel. We've got all major arcanas here. So it looks like there is the wheel is coming here to bust you out of some sort of comfort zone you were in. Look, nothing grows in the comfort zone. It's a comfortable place to be. The fours are always about stability, and this one is about your emotions. And yes, isn't it easy to be stable in your emotions when no one's bothering you or poking at the bear, right? It feels like here that you are being busted out of some sort of stagnant energy that you've been in. It feels like you called it a place of comfort, but I feel like it is a place that you visit often, but I feel like you've been in Hermit energy too long. It feels like it's time for you to get out of the Hermit energy. The Wheel of Fortune is here, and that is, of course, the energy of destiny, right? Something here is about to change. You're changing your mind, you're changing your emotions, you're changing how you feel about something. And when the major arcanas come up here, you don't really have much of a choice except how you feel. Like, you'll deal with it as reactionary, or you'll deal with it as you'll respond. And those are two different things, right? So I feel like somebody here is really in a lot of emotional energy, keeping to themselves. I feel like you're being reborn, or you're allowing the universe to show you what it is that you need. I feel like you're ready to peek your head out of the door here, or ready to get back into humanity or with your friends, because the Four of Cups here, it shows someone here being reborn, or is, kind of spirit leaving the body, right? Being born again, kind of. And something is really big that's changing here. Tell me more. I feel like you're in this beautiful flowing place, or you're about to meet a group of people, a workplace, possibly you're getting hired somewhere, of people that you can trust. It feels like these are people you can build with. I don't think you're so much going to have to worry about competition, but I do feel that this is something that's real for you, that no matter where I go, I feel like I've got competition, right? I'm competing for everything, competing for the job, competing in traffic. Like, I'm always competing, and I don't think that you're going to have to. I think that something is being sharpened. It feels like it's your intuition or your intellect, or something's about to seem a lot easier and more in the flow than it was before. And I think for some of you, if you're a reader or you have psychic energy, all of that stuff is about to become crystal clear. Because look at the sun coming through the water here. Something is about to become crystal clear for you here, and that would be the sharpness of the mind, right? We've got the Six of Swords, and we have the Queen of Wands. So Six of Swords tells me that's what it is. There's the boat, right? I was talking about the Six of Swords when I put that down. It feels like you're leaving a place of chaos of the mind. It feels like you are finally, I feel like you were spending too much time by yourself, but maybe you needed that in order to purge your energy. And now it's time to have a little bit of fun. I feel like you have, this is the process of wisdom, knowing wisdom, growing up in wisdom, and that's how you become the Empress, right? So it feels like the Queen of Swords is the one who's like honest and truthful. I've got boundaries. I'm just going to tell you exactly what it is that I want, and if you can't give me what I want, then excuse me, I'll move past you. Like, it's very honest and truthful, but never in a rude and terrible and awful way. I feel like you're becoming a person who really doesn't need other people. You're independent. I feel like you're beautiful or handsome. Feels like you're feeling good in your own body, and it feels like this is all becoming crystal clear. I think that you are attracting what you are, and I think that's what this Three of Pentacles is about. You're attracting what you are. Someone who's clear of the mind, someone who makes good decisions, is very honest and truthful, somebody who is happy and fun and exciting. Look, Sagittarius energy. You don't take Sag to the party. Sagittarius is the party. It feels like you're in, I wouldn't say you're in party mode, but I would say that you're really happy within the self. You're really happy and excited in the mind, it feels like here. So with this mystical haven here, mystic haven, it feels like those of you who consider yourself mystics, I feel like this is the energy that we're talking about for you, that you are going to be surprised by something you didn't expect. Maybe your heart chakra is going to pop open. Maybe somebody's going to drop in and give you a message of some sort. Just looking at the cup here, I'm looking at this little pig when pigs fly. You might be getting synchronicities and signs, I'm telling you. The synchronicities and signs that I'm getting are like no other in my lifetime, and they are crystal clear. So I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's really going through that sort of energy, because you're being prepared to come to step into your Empress shoes, feminine or masculine, and to expand your life. And the only way you can do it is by being brave, because the Queen of Wands is the one who is resilient, who doesn't care if anybody sees her fall down and skin her knees. She doesn't care. She's just going to keep going, because this one's walked through fire. This one's really been through fire. Ed Sheeran sings a song called Fire. I think that you need to listen. If you're someone who's been through a lot, like the Queen of Wands, yes, please listen to that song. I See Fire, I think it's called. All right, let's talk about this Empress. Something is going to surprise you here. Tell me what it is. We've got the Ace of Wands. For some of you, it is something you're passionate about. It might be a creative flair. You might pick up the pen and start writing a book. You might decide, I got to make my own tarot deck. You might, you know what I mean? It's like inspiration. It feels like some sort of inspiration to write, to organize. We've got Virgo energy here. To accept what is falling away, that it's clearing your path, that it's not something you need to hold on to. I feel like you're looking forward to new things, exciting things, and a new path. I don't think you're holding on to things from the past here, Pisces. I feel like you've already let them go with this World card here, and the everything that's changing here, changing how you feel about things. I think that you've really decided, I'm just going to let it go. I've got too much ahead of me to be looking back there. I've got the Queen of Cups in the reverse, and I think it's really, really emotional. The Queen of Cups in the reverse for me is somebody who's feeling depleted, emotionally depleted. You might be feeling depleted in your skills right now, but I think that after this energy of the eclipse goes by, you're going to feel like really fired up, really refueled, and really excited about what is to come here. Expansion is here. Stability is here. I feel like you are leveling up into the Empress energy, whoever you are. The Empress is feminine and masculine energy, right? So whether you're the feminine or the masculine Empress, it feels like you're walking into a time in your life where you don't need anything, but it would be nice to have it flip into a want, right? And so we've got the swans. I couldn't get the word out. We've got the swans. I feel like you're leaving a relationship behind, or you're leaving people behind who don't believe in you. You now don't need other people and their claps on the back. You don't need external validation. The Empress does not. The Empress is so confident in themselves that they don't require external validation, and they just stay quiet about that, because that's Queen of Swords energy. But I feel like you are moving along, moving away from a relationship, away from people who belong in that Ten of Swords category, because that's what this is. We've got the Ten of Swords here. They belong in the Ten of Swords category. People who lie to you, and you know that they're lying to you because you are somebody who picks up on. You've got a really sharp bullshit meter, right? You pick up on that. I think you're just going to be leaving those energies behind, and I don't think you're going to be doing it in a loud way, because the Queen of Swords wouldn't do that. The Queen of Swords would just back away quietly, put up the boundary, and just back away quietly. And I think that's what you're doing. I think you're being prepared to meet somebody that you will be hanging out with for life. This has a heart here, so it could definitely be something to do with romance, because the Jack of Hearts is here, and that's the Knight of Cups. You might meet them should you be out camping. Maybe you'll be out at a concert. Maybe you will be in the rainforest. I don't know. We've got says moisture abounds, wet serenity, drizzle and delight. It feels like, somebody's going to be a beacon here. The lighthouse is here. Maybe you're the guiding light. Maybe, that's what it is. I think that you are attracting. So you are the guiding light, because the Empress doesn't chase, right? You are the lighthouse, and everybody can see you from way far away, and that's why you always need to have your boundaries up here. It feels like you will be meeting somebody, quite likely, that is brand new. It's brand new because the Page is here, and I feel like it's after a purge. It's after a purge of emotion, feeling emotionally depleted. I feel like you're going to get up after, maybe a few days after we have this partial solar eclipse, and I feel like you're going to feel charged up to go into the future and expand and find what's out there. Yeah. We've got the Eight of Swords. You might be feeling a little bit caged in at this time, but it feels like you're really stable in your thought process, but you might be tied up in thinking about money and material wealth and where do I go from here, and I'm going to start a business, or how am I going to grow my business. Like, it feels like it's your concern right now is of your material wealth. And then we have the Magician that is sort of behind the curtain. The Hanged Man is here. It feels like the Magician is the illusion that you have to hang here. You don't, even though that's your energy. You don't have to hang here. I feel like as soon as you get the perspective, get the heck out of there. Get the heck out of there. Yeah, because you don't want to be stuck there. You don't want it to become toxic hanging from the tree of life there. I'm going to leave this right here. Thank you so much, Pisces, for watching. I do appreciate you, my beautiful watery friends, my Pisces family. Thanks so much for coming by here. I'm going to go for now. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.